Spanish language audio provided by Telemundo Deportes. Or watch tonight's game in Spanish on Universo.
It's a night Detroit, Michigan has been waiting 3 decades to enjoy. Tonight, inside Ford Field, it's the first home playoff game since 1994 for the NFC North champion, Detroit Lions. Led by their quarterback, Jared Goff, who tonight faces who else but the man he replaced and the one who replaced him, Super Bowl champion Matthew Stafford, and the Los Angeles Rams in this Sunday night NFC wild card game. And what a wild scene it is in downtown Detroit. Good evening, Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth, Melissa Stark. This is something, pal.
Generational anticipation out here tonight.
No doubt about it. All right, let's hit the Rams first. So Matthew Stafford comes back. He played quarterback here for 12 years. He won the Super Bowl with this franchise a couple years ago. But this is a very different Rams team.
It really is. Only 5 starters left from that Super Bowl team. But they still have Matthew Stafford. They still have the great Aaron Donald. And they won 7 of their last 8 games. Their only loss in overtime against the hottest team in all of football, the Baltimore Ravens. This Rams team is young, and they are hungry.
So the Lions, all the buildup, for once they delivered. Won the kickoff game in Kansas City. Won 12 games. Won the division. How do they parlay all that into a playoff victory?
Well, all the pregame hype, and we'll do a little bit of it too, is all about the quarterbacks. But the Lions have won 12 games this year, and mostly because they've been the more physical team. So this offensive line of the Lions, one of the best in the National Football League, has to absolutely dominate tonight. They have to be able to run the ball, and they cannot let Aaron Donald wreck the game.
If you are 65 years old or younger, the Lions have won 1 playoff game in your lifetime. They try to double that tonight. It'll be loud, emotional, and maybe even memorable. The Lions and the Rams for a spot in the NFL's Final 8. Next on NBC.
Today's wildcard coverage is brought to you by Verizon. Go to Verizon today to get a free 5G phone. Verizon, a better plan to save. NBC Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
This is the story about what a football team can mean to a city. For far too long, Detroit has been on the receiving end of losing seasons and bad punchlines. You try to shut out the noise, but after a while, that starts to live in your head.
0-16, the worst team in league history.
That means that when a dude like this comes to town, the conversation changes. We finally had a reason to feel good about where his team was headed.
Oh, that you took it home. How about that quarterback?
And he was all in, and so were we. Till we weren't. Maybe we weren't patient enough, but we let him go to a city and a team that was in a different kind of rebuild. And then we sat home and we watched him win it all.
A Lombardi trophy for Los Angeles.
It was a true Hollywood ending. So, for us, back to the lab again, rebuilding once again. But wait a minute. Something felt different this time. And this guy...
I see you, 16!
With a little help from this guy...
I told you guys we're built for this. We can overcome anything.
Made us all realize that maybe history wasn't repeating itself. It's all come down to this. For a city, its team, and their fans who've been waiting for this night for 30 years. Two teams and 2 players forever linked. Detroit don't get a whole lot of Hollywood endings, but tonight we have a shot. And when we get our shot, well, you know what comes after that. Lions, Rams, on Wild Card Sunday night. Let's go.
Thank you to Detroit made Marshall Mathers with what matters to the 60,000 with sweaty palms in Ford Field on this Super Wild Card weekend presented by Verizon. Hard not to lose yourself in what's happening here tonight. We go down to the sideline, Melissa Stark. Hey, Melissa.
Hi, Mike, Matthew Stafford told us he wouldn't trade his 12 years here in Detroit for anything. He considers himself lucky to have played for this organization in this city, a city that has given him and his family so much. He came out onto the field about 3 hours before kickoff just to take it all in. And when he came back out in uniform, he was greeted by former Lions teammate, wide receiver Calvin Johnson, and there were some boos from Lions fans. His wife Kelly is here with their 4 daughters, all born in Detroit. She knows how long this fan base has been waiting to win a playoff game and said it will be heartbreaking if we take it from them. Matthew said to us this week, I know I'm the bad guy coming to town now. I get that. But once the ball is kicked, it's just football. Kelly told us her girls are really confused because at home they watch Lions games in Los Angeles and they cheer for them. So they asked, who are we rooting for tonight? She said, obviously, we root for Daddy.
And that guy is too, Melissa. Sean McVay, you're 7 as a head coach, 5 times to the playoffs, twice to the Super Bowl, and of course won it all 2 years ago. On the other side, the guy who's remade the Lions, Dan Campbell, 3 wins in his first year to a 3 seed here in year 3. His 12-5 Lions division champs for the first time since 1993. You think this fan base is ready and waiting? This stadium was about 3/4 full an hour before the game. Been in a couple of hundred NFL games, never seen a scene like that. And every time the Packers scored, it was played on the big screen and they cheered, because the Dallas loss means if the Lions win tonight, we're right back in here for a divisional playoff game next weekend. Rams won the toss, defer the option to the second half. Lions are going to receive. Craig Reynolds awaits. Ethan Evans kicks off. Welcome to an NFL playoff game in Detroit. Reynolds, let's go. The Lions are going to take over at the 25, and here's their offense.